We visited the best board game cafes in Europe.
What?
Yes, you heard us right. We visited the best board game cafes in Europe, at least that we could find in TripAdvisor.
And could afford to go to and manage time-wise. But other than those factors, they are the best.
We went to Berlin, to Poland, to UK, to Denmark.
I have a question. You mentioned all countries except Berlin was not Germany, but was Berlin.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I said it that way.
Or do you think Berlin is a country? It's okay if you do. Nobody knows everything.
If that makes you feel any better, sure.
Let me think about it. No, it's whatever.
Okay. First of all, we traveled there, saw the cities, enjoyed our time there.
So Taylor Swift? Wait, yeah, that's not important.
Oh, you had to brag about him. Where's your Swiftie merch?
Actually, yeah?
I needed to ask him.
Here it is. The Eras Tour, see?
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the cafes.
Sorry,
and first of all, we went to Berlin. In Berlin, there were two cafes I visited.
Okay, but just so you know, Berlin's not a country, it's Germany.
We already talked about it. What do you have to repeat yourself?
I'm
Wasn't it funny the first time, and do you think it's funny
it's
now?
funny. No.
Try it the third time.
Now it's funny. Do you know that Berlin is not a country?
Yeah, better? Do better? Huh?
Yeah. It's funny that first two times it was not, but third time it is actually funny. Huh. So repeating the same bad joke over and over actually works.
In Berlin, there were two cafes I visited. Number one was Spielweise.
Oh, wunderbar.
Spielweise was actually a pretty small cafe. There were just few tables. It was very homey. Have a free Thursday evening and want to play some games? Perfect.
We're in a board game cafe with 1,500 games, almost. We're having a lovely time playing Imperium Classics. I'm teaching Andres this game. Are you liking it so far?
So far, it's pretty interesting, yeah.
A lot of people here, which is super cool.
My name is Tim. I took over this place in 2020, just before Corona hit.
How do you enjoy having a board game cafe? Not a lot of people in the world have one.
Very nice to have one. My pile of shame immediately grew from one day to the next, so I have played, I think, only 40 to 45% of the games here.
Relatable.
And every month there are new games coming in here, and I can't keep up now. The Spielwiese will turn 20 years in 2 years. Yeah. And we want to make it a bit nicer place, maybe even more shelves and have even more games in here.
More games is always better. That's a fact. Come here, visit this place. It's really lovely. And they also rent games, meaning you don't have to immediately buy something. You can try them out. If you have a place like this close to you, be sure to check it out.
You can also in this place buy some drinks and get some snacks. Where were you when I was in Germany?
I was in Warsaw. I'll be honest, it was just a great bonus to go to this cafe because I was there to visit Mrs. Swift. While Taylor Swift was waiting for me to arrive at concert, I quickly popped into a Paradox Cafe. It is housed in the same building as their National Library.
Oh, okay.
You know why that is weird?
No.
Because I think from all the cafes that we were, it had the biggest alcohol selection. Kind of felt interesting.
You know how to explain that?
No.
It's Poland.
I see. And it is the oldest of all the cafes that we were to. It's been open for more than 20 years. It's a family-owned business. It doesn't have many board games. It has almost 200. So here's the thing. Actually, it's not a fully board game cafe, but it is like a gathering place for fans of fantasy fiction, movies, anything sci-fi related. They have a huge collection of books, like just look at all those books. It's crazy. There's a ton of books and people.
You're sure you didn't just accidentally go to the library?
I might have taken a wrong turn somewhere. But no, it's all there, and it's. I feel like that's also a great concept. That's how it differs from everybody else. It's like the spot where you get together and just discuss anything fiction.
Here's their board game selection. They have a ton of good games, and that makes me jealous because they're all localized. I wish we had such a selection of localized games back in Latvia. But who knows, maybe in 50 years.
But I didn't play anything there actually because Taylor was waiting and I had to be on.
Personally for you? That's why the concert was delayed.
Allegedly. Exactly, dear viewer. Videos come first.
The second place in Germany I went to was called Brettspielplatz.
Oh, unglaublich! Brettspielplatz, wunderbar. That's the only 2 words.
This was a lot bigger cafe. There were multiple rooms there, lots of tables. You actually needed to reserve a table there to get this place.
More space here than the previous one, but a lot less board games. Around 300 games. But the most important part, this place has great waffles.
A lot of people were playing their LCGs and card games, but also a lot of family games, creating tournaments there, and separate room for also events or some RPGs, I think.
I think I'd rather go to the second one.
LCGs.
Because of the waffles.
The waffles.
Waffles! Sorry, I have Latvian accent.
The
Waffles.
Borat accent.
Wow, yeah. Very nice.
How do you say good morning in Danish? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah,
Nobody quote me on that. I'm not Danish, so
going to the Bastard Cafe. Should be a good one.
it
See you there.
is. It is. A good
It is?
Yeah.
If it's not, it's his fault. Okay?
Yeah,
He
it's
promised.
my fault. I have a vested interest in it.
We'll see you there.
So this one actually is one of the most famous board game cafes in Europe. It's called Bastard Cafe. They state there is 6,284 board games there, and I went there, and there are.
You didn't count, I'm quite sure.
And they also have these volunteers, people who are there to teach you games. We ordered nachos and had a good time, played Wonderland's War. I beat my friend so badly at Wonderland's War that he never wants to see that game again. I had a blast. They're doing so good that they're expanding. Also had to reserve spots there. We went really early in the morning, but like starting from 2 o'clock till like nighttime, it's like fully booked and people having a good time. So far, that was by far the most impressive board game cafe that we went to. The selection was through the roof. I could basically find whatever I wanted. Great cafe. If you're ever in Denmark, visit Bastard Cafe. Be sure to reserve a table beforehand. It's a great place. And at this point, we realized that, hey, we work better as tandem, right? Not alone. So we both went to UK. I wouldn't say London, but then I knew that there's gonna be a joke there, so UK, all right.
Man, you missed such a great opportunity.
And in London,
Oh, did you know that London is not a country?
we didn't go just to London. We went also to Brighton the first evening.
Yep.
We went to Brighton. We went to Dice Saloon. The first thing that we noticed is that this board game cafe is in the side of an old church, and it just gives the great mood.
This whole big building that with a high roof hits different.
The board game like selection and collection wasn't that big. Usually people went for their own games, and it's a lot about miniature.
Yeah, a ton of Warhammer miniature players there, like most almost.
Wanted to reserve a table, turns out it's fully booked. Ton of people playing collectible card games, miniature games. There's a separate RPG room that you can rent. It's vibrating with life and lots of people doing things they love. So this is their game selection. Even though they mostly do collectible card games and miniature games, turns out they have a great game selection. Giannis, do you think we can find one of our top 10 games of all time in here? Let's see. Okay, no. It's not, we're not doing great so far. Half of the shelf's gone, and no, There is? Where? Oh, let's go. We're saved, we're good. It's yours. Your top 10, we're good. This is half of the store, okay? And that's all miniatures, right? Miniature games, Warhammer mostly, paints. And then there's the other half of the store, which is board games and miniatures, some. And so they're really into miniatures, is what it means. Yeah, and I would buy, let's see, what do they have in shelves? Star Wars deck building game, there they have it, right there. Can you see it? You can't, you can see it? Right there, the second one. The second part, the Clone Wars one. I'd get that. And behind me, there's a TCG space where people play collectible and trading card games. And you already saw some tables with board games and miniature games.
Yeah.
Also, there were cakes.
A lot of cakes.
If you want to play miniatures in Brighton, you have a place.
And welcome to our last destination. Welcome to London!
After some touristy things in London and Brighton, we went to the most popular cafe in London, which is called Drafts.
Yeah, I want to pronounce it Draughts all the time, and I was corrected multiple times.
Yeah, somebody decided it's Drafts, so let's say Drafts, all right?
Not only this is an epic tourist attraction, but it also hides a gem of a board game cafe called Draughts. Let's go in.
The fanciest board game cafe I've ever seen.
Very high class, yes, indeed.
And that made sense when they also told us that it's one of the top-rated dating places in London, as well as it's really a touristy thing.
And we were there in the morning, like almost afternoon, and it was quite empty, but it filled out really fast. Like when you said about the Bastard Cafe, like from 2 and up, I'm like, same thing in the drafts. It's just and it's full.
And a lot of people come in here just to have like their anniversary because they met here for the first time. I think that's really amazing and cute. Their board game collection is almost 1,100 board games. Well, that's that much right there. Their biggest audience are walk-ins, tourists, and people who know board games, maybe haven't played a lot, so they cater to that audience. So if you're a hardcore tabletop RPG player, you could come here, but that's not the audience that usually comes here.
And we also ourselves played Galaxy Trackers.
They had really nice guacamole.
Just based on how the rooms looked and all the design, it's just a fancy, really cool looking thing. Something you could see in like a pretty girl's Instagram account for sure.
Yeah.
Very important thing, you should buy our merch. No matter which cafe you go to, okay?
Last place that
But not least,
we kept for you is the Arcanist Tavern. And this place is very moody, right?
it is very moody because their emphasis is on RPGs.
So the first floor itself is really a tavern. It's a bit dark, and the best thing hides underneath that tavern.
It's just amazing. Let's go. Right here around the corner. Look here. Look at this.
In the basement, there were specifically designed rooms for RPGs.
So you can do this, and then you have a super moody experience. Or war games, Warhammer, or if you want to get a big group together and play Blood on the Clock Tower, this is a perfect spot.
And we actually caught one of the founders of the cafe and got to talk to him as well.
A universal experience here in London. People just don't have the space to play. They don't have the space to play D&D, they don't have the space to play board games, which is why board game cafes were already so popular. Because we have such a chilled atmosphere, we're kind of trying to bridge the gap between people who want to play casually, but then also people who want to play. You can come here and play some of the big games.
These old bookshelves that gives that feel of you're in the right time, in the right place. Let's just play some RPGs.
And they have a small yet very nice board game collection. We had to choose from multiple options, like what do we want to play?
They also have their own D&D evenings, and they provide the service of a DM.
But it's hugely popular, almost 90% sold out on all of our dates. We run 4 tables at the same time. A good way for people to play D&D without having to invest too much time by themselves.
Lovely, cool cafes. I have all the appreciation for the people who create them. We obviously did not visit all of them. Let us know in the comments, where should we go next? Okay, thank you for the support. See you next time.
Bye!